Welcome to Combat Cocktails. I'm Derrick Schommer and I'm I'm not at the bar right now. This is kind of, I haven't done a vloggy type thing in a while, and I wanted to talk a little bit about what we've been doing, how I've been kind of recovering from some of the ad apocalypse, or adpocalypse, whatever you call it on YouTube. So, first thing to note, that the CMC shirts came in about 10 minutes ago. So those are the new CMC shirts that are on awesomedrinks.com that I had some pre-orders for. So if you pre-ordered your shirts in blacks and whites, they're in, and I'll be shipping them out this week. On top of that, in other news, so about, I don't know, 4 months ago or so, I came to the realization that ad revenue's down, some of the Awesome Drink sales were down, and that's going to fluctuate. Views were down, and there was no way I could possibly fund Common Cocktails by continuing to just do it full time. So I needed to come up with another endeavor. At the time, I put something out there, and people were like, "Oh, just go get a real job, slacker." So I said, "How do I do that?" I was in sales for a while, and I started as a software developer, and I'd rather do software developer because sales sucks. So how do I regain that experience from a couple years off from writing code? So turns out I get a call from a buddy, Rob, who's been on the show. There's a golf cocktail contest. I'll see if I can link it up there. That talked about, he said, "Hey, how about we get back into making video games?" Something we were doing in college in like '98, before video games were like a thing that you could really do, and we were trying to figure it out, and it was really friggin' hard. So we came up with a plan. We stopped at Starbucks like that same day. I said, "Let's meet at Starbucks, let's talk." We came up with a design concept, wrote it down on some paper, a little Google Doc, passed back and forth, brainstormed for a little bit. Within 2 hours, we had a solid plan. Went out, started testing some game engines, Unreal, Game Engine, Game Maker Studio, and we settled on Game Maker Studio and said, let's use this to make a 2D retro-like platformer that would be something we would have liked to play as a kid, but not as hard as Mega Man and some of the original games, because kids these days, they can't tough it out. They can't do that. So we created a title called Dungeon Rustlers. It just went live today on Steam. So, if you're a Steam gamer, and I know 80-90% of our audience demographic are men, most of which use computers all the time and play video games, because I've seen your posts. If that's the case, check it out. I'm going to put a link to, I put a link in this for the Steam store. It's called Dungeon Rustlers, below in the video. I also created a YouTube channel right here where you can watch the trailer, and you can watch my first tutorial video I did on how to play the game and some of the different key characteristics of the game. So we designed something that's more of an arcade style that kind of fits the quick play, but it's not too hard, but it's intense enough. And what we did is we released it as a Steam early access game. So if you've ever seen Steam games, the way they typically work is you can release it as a full game, or you could release it discounted, called early access, which is kind of like beta testing. You get to play the game while we're coding it. We've been coding it for two months and like 2 weeks. In that time, we've also got an artist. We got a voiceover artist that's been working with us, that we're going to be putting some voiceover work in there. We got some 8-bit chip tunes that are in there, and we're going to be having more artists that are contributing to that. If those are things that you could do, like if you know how to do chip tunes and stuff, and you want to see maybe have a chance to get in the game title, just send me a message. But that's kind of my plan. So this fun Common Man cocktail, so that you guys can keep watching and exploring cocktails, and I don't have to worry about the fact that I can't get the view velocity that I need. Half the people want specific things to happen, like reviews, video reviews of cocktails, or video reviews of alcohol and stuff, but the view counts are really low for reviews. How can I justify making a review if I can't get anybody to watch it and I can't make any money? So my plan is I'll use the full-time thing as a game developer to fund all my other endeavors. This one, if it can fund itself by making just enough money to cover certain things like my camera being broken, and my Patreon users helping me out there, then I could kind of keep juggling a real life without having to go back to corporate America and basically sacrifice, I think, more time with Common Man Cocktails. So yes, I've been working 14 to 18-hour days writing code to get this done as soon as possible before the holidays kicked in, and people, you don't want to miss that sweet time for gamers. So you got to get it right before the holidays. So now that that's kind of rolling along, I can start to hopefully bring back some of my normalcy in my life. In the downfall, you guys, of course, has been not as many in-depth reviews, not as many highly edited videos, because like all my time has been doing that. So if you'd like to check out the trailer, that'd be awesome. Of course, if you want to buy it right now on Steam Early Access, it's like $3.99 or something like that. So not a huge investment, but what I really need is if you guys want to help out and you want to help support both this show and continuing to increase the quality of everything that I get to do with income, this is what I'm going to need you to do. Pick up the game, obviously, and leave a good review. If you don't like it, obviously you don't have to lie. Just send me what you don't like, send me a message, and see if I can work through and see if there's some elements of the game that need to be fixed. But I could use reviews on that because the reviews and the sales in the initial few weeks is going to be really what pushes it up and makes Steam go, hey, these guys are some serious business, something to watch out for. So you could also check out DungeonRustlers.com. I'll put the little linky there too. Maybe we'll even throw it below. So that's it. I gotta go. I'm getting a call from my FedEx rep. We're teaching you how to drink.